Beaches are closed and messy off the California coast. Correspondent Stephanie Elam says this isn't the first time Santa Barbara County has had a problem with oil.
They have seen it before, and that's why there have been such regulations, so much move to make these offshore drilling locations safer.
Correspondent Tom Foreman reports Darren Dillon Wynn, the suspect in that quadruple murder in Washington, D.C., was taken into custody at a suburban Maryland motel last night.
We know the arrest was only about 5 miles from where we are right now. And now there seem to be even questions as to whether or not he ever went to New York, where they were trying to catch him there.
Texas police are on alert for payback from bikers angry about the deadly shootout in Waco. They're being warned about car bombs and high explosives.
The bulletin says gang members may try to run over officers at traffic stops. Alan Kcaa, Dallas.
Well, there's also a big worry that members of police families could be killed. The alert is out in Waco and many other cities. I'm Evan Haining.
Advance Auto Parts knows what makes a car guy a car guy. It's the commitment to maintain an engine through the 300,000-mile mark. It's burning the midnight oil to finish a job most guys would rather hand off. It's loyalty, and it's why there's speed perks from Advance Auto Parts. Spend $100 and get $20 off your next qualified purchase. No cards, no points, no nonsense. Advance Auto Parts, for guys who love getting under the hood.
See store to sign up or visit speedperks.com for details.
Performance Bicycle, where great rides begin, wants your great ride to start now. Now through Memorial Day, it's the Red Tag Sale at performancebike.com. Over 1,000 items on sale, plus free shipping. Red Tag deals on helmets, clothing, parts, accessories, and hundreds of bikes are priced to sell now. Plus 50 doorbusters at 50% off, but only while supplies last. Don't miss Performance Bicycle's Red Tag Sale, plus free shipping at performancebike.com.
Close only counts in horseshoes. And here at AM 1050 KCAA.
Well, good afternoon. It's 12:02. I'm Di Rice with the very latest in local live news here on KCAA 1050 AM. The remains of a Victorville man who has been missing since March 15th have been recovered this morning. The remains have been positively identified as those of Alberto Jemmy Felix. In the incident, homicide investigators arrested Zachary Barron. An autopsy will be conducted to determine the exact cause of death. There are no further details at this time. And 2 suspects were arrested yesterday after fleeing from law enforcement in Cathedral City. Officers attempted to conduct a traffic stop on a 2014 Honda Accord when the driver refused to stop. The pursuit continued into Palm Springs when the suspect vehicle was involved in a non-injury hit and run. The driver, 29-year-old Stephen Padilla of Cathedral City, and his passenger, 27-year-old Edward Sante Stephen of Fontana, were located and taken into custody. There are no details as to why the suspects were fleeing. And Hemet Police Thursday announced the arrest of Alberto Covarrubias, 30, of Hemet, who was booked on suspicion of possession of ammunition in the form of large-capacity magazines, cultivation of marijuana, and possession of marijuana for sale. Previously, Juan Molina, 33, of Hemet, was arrested in connection with this case on suspicion of possession of marijuana for sales and transportation of marijuana for sales, as well as parole violation. Both arrests were conducted by the Central Post-Release Accountability and Corrections Team, who ensure that parolees are in compliance with release terms. Additional arrests are expected. Inland Empire weather. Chance of showers throughout the afternoon, and we are expecting to get only into the 60s as far as your highs go. Overnight lows dropping down to about 55 tonight. Currently, we are at about 59 degrees right here in San Bernardino. It looks like we've still got that accident. That is an overturned big rig blocking all lanes of the 91 freeway except for those of the fast track. So make adjustments, I suppose. 57 north to the 60 or the 57 north to the 10 freeway. Traffic is still jammed up before Imperial Highway, and the northbound is also busy as you approach that. Okay. In Ontario, stop-and-go traffic, 15 northbound between 60 and Harupa Street, and also some stop-and-go traffic on the 15 northbound between the 210 and Kenwood Avenue. That's through Rancho Cucamonga. So take your time, be patient, listen to KCAA. That is the very latest with news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind. KCAA 1050 AM.
It gets real, it's live, it's really live, local and in motion. Every day on KCAA, the Inland Empire's only live local motion talk. KCAA 1050 AM and KCAAradio.com.
In a world of boring talk, misinformation, and mindless chatter, two superheroes emerge.
Okay, that sounded manly.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Let's go!
The action.
Fridays just got fabulous! Here on KCAA, get ready to pour yourself your favorite beverage and kick it with Ben and Alexander right here on the Happy Hour. Every Friday evening at 6 on KCAA 1050 AM.
If you like jazz, you'll enjoy getting together with me. I'm Tommy Hawkins, a jazz hawk. Tune into my show, Just Jazz, Saturday nights from 10 to midnight on KCAA 1050 AM.
It's amazing how you can speak right to my heart.
You can be intentional about your character, your work ethic.
You've got to be on the same page.
Today we're calling to let you know we are debt-free, house and everything. You have done really, really, really good, and you're not going to quit now.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious. Intentionality, people. Celebrate the success.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show, America. Thank you for joining us. Open phones at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. You jump in. We'll talk about your life and your money. Jay is in Springfield, Illinois. Hi, Jay. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. It's a pleasure to talk with you, sir.
You too, sir. What's up?
Well, my wife and I are in our early 40s, and we've been real fortunate with our careers and doing some good things with our money. And we're looking at about 15 years after our youngest is out of the house, moving, maybe Tennessee, Georgia mountain area. And between now and then, it's looking like we're probably going to be able to put away about $300,000 in savings during that time frame. I'm just not sure what the best avenue is for us. What should we do with that money between now and then?
Invest it?
Well, what would be the best method to invest it? Because we're just going to be in our mid 50s by then.
Okay. Yeah, I would just use some mutual funds. This is in addition to your retirement savings you're talking about.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay, good job. Way to go. That's wonderful planning. Yeah, I invest in two things, real estate, and I invest in mutual funds. That's a small amount, or it's going to start out as a small amount, and so, you're not going to buy a $10,000 rental house, I hope, anyway. No. You could, but it just wouldn't be what I would do. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to start investing in mutual funds. And actually, it's what I do. I use a low turnover mutual fund for those situations. Now, what that means is that the stocks inside the mutual fund are not often sold. The turnover ratio, what percentage of the stocks inside the mutual fund are sold in a given year needs to be under 5%. And that's called a low turnover mutual fund. What that does is, as the mutual fund grows, as long as I don't cash it out, I'm not paying taxes on the growth.
Okay.
Because it's capital gains type growth. It's like if a rental house goes from $100,000 to $150,000 in value, you don't pay taxes on that $50,000 increase in value until you sell it. If a stock goes from $70 a share to $90 a share, you don't pay taxes on that $20 a share until you sell it. it continues to grow tax deferred or capital gains type. Then when you do cash it out, the good news is if you've held it more than a year, you're only going to be taxed at your capital gains rate, which is probably 15%, rather than your full ordinary income rate, which you guys are making some money, so that's probably some serious taxing. So I like it for that reason. An easy way to find that is a no-load, which means no commission mutual fund called just an S&P 500 fund, Standard & Poor 500. Most of those are low turnover ratio. They should be by design. And you can do that. You can pop it into that. You can pop it into an ETF, doing the same exact thing, into an index fund. That's usually the best place to use an ETF if you're going to do one. You know, I just that's what I do. Or EFT, I said ETF. I'm just sitting here thinking my brain's locked down. But an exchange-traded fund. But that's an index fund is what they're best used for. Again, there's no taxes or no commissions on any of that until you cash it out, and then you'll have the taxes on your growth. So I'll throw money in there, throw money in there, throw money in there, and then you'll look up and say, you know, you got $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 in there. When you get ready to make this after retirement move, you've got that. You can just cash that out. There's no penalty on it, and the only taxes will be at capital gains. I like that. It's also a conservative type mutual fund. It's going to follow the market, and so you're never going to do any better than the market, but you're never going to do any worse because it is the market. The S&P it does mirror what the market does. So it's kind of a lazy man's way to invest, if you will. And I like it for that reason. I just throw money in there until there's enough in there to buy a piece of real estate. That's how I park money till I do real estate. And so if I'm trying to build up like $1 million or $500,000 or something in there, I'll just throw money in there till it gets up there. And it usually takes longer than a year for it to get that high. So I've got the benefit of the long-term capital gains rate on it. Of course, I make over $400,000, so I get hit again. I don't get the 15% rate because I'm evil and must be punished. But you know. But anyway, you're going to be there. So that's exactly what I would do in that situation. Just keep it clean, keep it real simple, and really, it's not something that is going to require a lot of thought or a lot of management because it's kind of a passive investing strategy, if you will. I wouldn't do my whole portfolio that way, but this portion of what you're doing, it's probably what I would do personally, and I do a similar thing personally as I described. Adam is with us in Indianapolis. Hey, Adam, how are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, I want to give you a little bit of background. I'm a safety engineer, and I work for different contracts for companies and do construction safety, and recently just started my own business. Kind of getting tired of working for all these different companies and them taking a big portion of what I'm making for them. So decided to do it myself, and I am a disabled veteran, and so I'm going to try to get certified through the VA to do some government contracts. And I wanted to see if you had any advice for me as far as starting my own business. I already have my own LLC and tax ID and DUNS number and all the other things that I need. And but I guess I don't know what the best way is to start getting these contracts and and being a business owner. And I just wanted some advice from you to see what you thought about it.
Okay, the other contracts that you did safety engineering for, someone else set those up and took a cut?
Yes.
But you know who they were set up with, right?
Yes.
So what, construction companies?
Construction companies, and typically just different contracts or different projects that are going on throughout the United States.
Yeah, but isn't a GC running most of those? If it's not a civil situation, if it's a construction situation, there's a GC driving it, right?
Right. Yeah. But if it's for a municipality,
right.
They've got quotas that they have to fill as far as WBEs and veteran-owned businesses, and typically they farm those safety positions out.
Yeah, it'll work. So what you've got to do is you have to find how to get on the list of when they put out requests for proposals, RFPs, when they're setting, when the municipality's sending out an RFP for that particular project, you've got to be on that list.
Okay.
And I don't know how to get on that list, but I mean, that's what's going on. And you need to work the GCs, and the GCs may be able to tell you that. So what I would do is get in the donut business for a while, lots of Krispy Kreme or Dunkin' Donuts, and I'm going to drop by a lot of these municipalities and talk to their guys and find out how it works. Talk to like 6 or 8 a week, and then do the same thing with some GCs. Leave them a box of donuts and your card, and get to be their new best friend. And just hang out with them. They're going to tell you, once they like you, how to get on the list and how to acquire the business above board. We're not trying to create a false politics thing, but you're just trying to make a relational connection. Lots and lots of shoe leather and donuts. That's the business I would be in if I were you. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Psst. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Do you know where you are? Well, you've done it now. You're listening to KCAA Loma Linda, your CNBC news station. So expect the unexpected.
I would absolutely recommend Churchill Mortgage to any of my friends, family, coworkers. They treated me like as if I was buying $1 million home, and that just made such a huge difference, knowing that I'm more around the 100,000 range than $1 million, but yet the treatment was just very respectful and very professional.
Call Churchill Mortgage today or visit us online to discover why we're the only mortgage company Dave Ramsey has ever endorsed.
This is KCAA.
Bob Vila here with my home improvement tip of the day. Whether you're building a new home or looking to spruce up the interior space of your older home, recessed lighting is a great way to add style and functionality to your digs. Before you head to the home center, though, give some serious thought to exactly what you want to do with the lights. For example, wall washer fixtures flood walls with wide swaths of light, and when they're positioned around the perimeter of a room, the walls appear to recede, making the room look more airy and inviting. Narrow beam adjustable lights, on the other hand, can be aimed at artwork to create dramatic effects. Installing them on the ceiling about 1.5 feet away from the wall usually gives good results. Fixtures that have recessed reflectors put out the most light and are best for task lighting, such as illuminating a desk. Careful, though. Make sure the lighting is positioned directly above the target area so you don't get shadows from your head or shoulders. Get more info at bobvila.com and right here at home with me, Bob Vila.
Come visit the all-new Tiger Trail at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. Get an early start and have a bountiful buffet breakfast at Tiger Trail's Sambutan Longhouse while watching these majestic creatures. A tiger keeper will be on hand to share stories about these fascinating felines and will invite one of the tigers to join the session. Then explore the Tiger Trail's 5.2 acres, watch the tigers climb rocks, swim in ponds, and nap in tall grasses. See these beautiful animals up close, all at the new Tiger Trail at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. Go to San Diego Zoo Safaripark.org.
If you can't seem to stay ahead of your bills, then this message is for you. How would you like to have a large portion of your credit card debt, medical bills, and department store debt forgiven? National Credit Card Relief would like to give you free information on a proven debt forgiveness program. This program has been used by thousands to legally forgive millions in unsecured debt. It's not bankruptcy. It's not consolidation. This special program actually wipes clean the portion of your debt that is forgiven from what you owe your creditors. Call for free information and get all your questions answered in the first free call. The more you owe, the more you can save. If you have at least $10,000 or more in credit card bills, this debt forgiveness program can be very effective. Call for free information and find out more now. 800-546-2909. There is no cost or obligation for the information. Don't wait. Call 800-546-2909. That's 800-546-2909. Get your debt problem solved. Call 800-546-2909 today.
Are you tired of dealing with your loved one's addiction to drugs and or alcohol?
Thanks for joining us, America. We're glad you are here. Gabrielle is with us in Philadelphia. Hi, Gabrielle. How are you?
I'm fine, Dave. Thank you so much for taking my phone call.
Sure. What's up?
Well, my husband and I are in a bit of an emotional buying situation, and I thought it would be best to call in and see how you would deal with the situation we're in. We're at a point with a vehicle. It's a 2002 Blazer, and we either need to put more money into it than we would get if we traded it in or sold it privately, and do that and keep it, or if we should go ahead and bite the bullet and get a new used car.
What is the repair that's required?
There are so many right now that I would have a difficult time listing it, but we definitely know...
Why is it not running?
Well, the front and rear differential were the reason we took it in. It's a four-wheel drive, and those are broken. My husband got a list of repairs, and the general figure the mechanic was coming up with was
there's two different types of repairs. There's repairs that ought to be done just to make the car a great car, and then there's repairs that have to be done just for it to be able to leave the shop.
That's the kind of repair we're talking about.
Okay. And all of this entire list is all has to be done to leave the shop. I don't believe you.
That's our understanding right now.
Okay. So what is the car worth like it sits? $500?
$1,900.
As it sits? Broken?
Well, I mean, that's what Kelley Blue Book estimated.
No, Kelley Blue Book is assuming it's running. It's not running, it's broken.
All right, well then whatever scrap would be worth.
So $500 or $1,000 probably. All right, and so what are the Kelley Blue Book says is worth $2,000 fixed, and that sounds probably right. And so what is the repair estimate?
At $2,000 or more, he's going to call us with the exact amount in an hour or so.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Don't fix that car.
All right.
Because here's what here's how you do that. You say, okay, what's it worth when it's fixed minus the salvage value? That answer of that equation is the most you should spend on repairs. So in this case, $1,900 minus $900, if it's worth $900 salvage and it's worth $1,900 fixed, okay, then if you spend more than $1,000 on it, you put more into it than you'll ever get out of it.
Okay, great.
So you salvage this one, and have you got the $2,000 to do the repairs?
Honestly, no, but we were going to scrape together the money somehow if you thought it would be better to go ahead and repair it.
Well, you got to buy a car, so we got to scrape together the money somehow.
Well, I know it's not your normal advice, but we were going to go to our credit union and take out a very small loan.
You want me to hang up on you?
I'm sorry. This is very bad, and this is why it's such an emotional decision.
Yeah,
we're just in a very bad place right
now we left parts. Okay, so no, absolutely not. You scrape together money, put it with the salvage money, and you buy another hoopty.
All right.
You scrape together $1,000. You got a $2,000 car if you get $1,000 out of this one. $1,500 car if you get a $500 out of this one. So you call a couple junkyards. You have your mechanic call a couple junkyards, get bids on the salvage of this one, and then you scrape together what you can scrape together. You have any money saved at all?
We have our emergency fund, and that's it.
Which one? Your miniature emergency fund?
Well, we have the $1,000 emergency fund.
The $1,000. Okay, this is an emergency. All right, so we're going to spend that plus the salvage plus whatever else you can scrape together, and you're going to pay cash for a car. Don't you dare get a car payment.
Okay.
Don't you dare get a car. I'll come find you. Don't you dare get a car payment.
All right. No, I appreciate that because that's what I needed to hear because, we really appreciate how you have changed our life so far, and we want to continue on that path. So getting your advice on this means the world.
Thank you.
So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Listen, here's the thing, okay? I'm having fun with this, but this is a test. You know those things that come on the TV and it says, this is a test, right?
Yes.
That's what this is. Sharon and I went through the exact same thing several times for getting out of debt. We're sitting there. I'll tell you the true story. We were sitting there. We had $1,000 to our name, maybe $500 to our name. Little babies. We just come out of bankruptcy. Sharon's stuck at home with screaming babies, broke, and a stupid husband, right? And the stinking roofs. But we've said, borrower, slave to the lender. We're not borrowing money, period, ever again. We're done. And roof starts leaking. But the roof doesn't just leak. It leaks over the dining room table, the kitchen table. And so it's not just leaking. It's running through the electrical light fixture and dripping on the table. So this is like dangerous, right? In other words. So we're the guy comes over and he's like $6,000 put a roof on. I'm like, yeah, them pigs ain't got wings. They're not flying. We're not doing this. So we got to. So Dave ends up going down the hardware store and buying tar stuff at the hardware store and going up there like some redneck, and because I am, and just pouring it on the roof right around the leak. And I spent like $7, and it looked like crap in a nice neighborhood. Our neighbors, if we'd have had an HOA in that neighborhood, they'd have been whining. Okay, because right. but it quit leaking and quit running out of the light fixture until the next spring, and we had $6,000 the next spring. But it was like some kind of switch has to flip inside of you that says, I'm never going back to the credit union.
Right.
That's what this is. This is your moment.
All right.
This is God saying, this is a test. And that's why I'm just wanting to grab you and encourage you. So, yeah, you can do this. Don't take a car payment. Don't take a car payment. Don't take a car payment. Please don't take a car payment. All right. Mary is with us in St. Louis. Hi, Mary. How are you?
Hi, Dave. Fine. I guess I should say better than I deserve.
That's it. How can I help today?
And I know you are as well. We are cashing in our stupid whole life policy. We have our term life in place.
Good for you.
And I have questions about, they're talking about cash value and surrender value and total cash value. And I don't know, since my husband's had this policy for so long, on the whole life policy, do we get the cash value? Is that included in the savings part that we had all these years? Or
yes. You should have some kind of a cash value number. But different companies use different terminology. There's not a standard set of terminology in the business. They'll say cash value. They'll say cash surrender value. They'll use all kinds of different things. The bottom line, what you want to know is, how much money am I getting?
Okay.
Because I'm cashing it in. I want all the money today. I'm closing the policy.
Okay.
And that's the only question you've got. And they can call that. I don't care what they call it. You can call it whatever you want to call it. I want my money. That's the number I want.
Okay.
And then that way you don't.
How much he's put into it.
Well, but it's just like, when you have a hole in your pocket and you put money in it, there's never as much money in the pocket as you put in there.
That is true.
And that's what you got here. You've been ripped off, in other words. It's a bad product.
Years, yes.
Yeah, and so that's why you're not keeping it. For the same reason, you're not going to get a lot out of it.
Okay. But we should get
some kind of cash value number.
Okay.
But it probably will not. It probably will not equal. It probably won't equal what he's put in.
Oh, I'm sure of that. And then I thought I had heard you say that we will not be taxed on that.
As long as the cash value is not more than he has put in, and it almost never is.
Okay.
So let's say he's put in. I don't know. Pretend he put in $1,000 for 40 years. That's $40,000, and you get a $25,000 cash value out of that. Okay, then there's no gain. You lost $15,000, right? And so there's no tax. If you pulled out $42,000 and he put in $42,000 of it would be taxable.
Okay, and then I guess will they be able to tell us like how much he's put in versus how much?
Oh yeah. They'll have. It's called your tax basis.
Okay, because they sent a thing saying, we want taxes taken out of our whatever we're going to give you. I'm like, I don't think so.
No. But just ask him what your tax basis is. But you probably can add it up. You know what he's been paying into it and how long?
I know that we've been married almost 17 years, and we've had me on the policy about that long. Mm-hmm. We've had this policy since the late 80s.
Yeah, but you could just go back and add up and say, okay, what did you pay? If he knows what he's paid into it, that's what your tax basis is total. But ask him what your tax basis is and what your cash value is, and that's the way you look at it. And you're going to be fine. You're not going to have any taxes. Just just don't get in a big, long conversation with the idiots. Just tell them to send my dadgum money. That's the deal. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Don't miss the fun on Getaway Friday starting at 2 p.m. with The Poor Man. Next, it's Let's Go Shopping with Bev, Jason Stapleton, The Happy Hour with Ben and Alexander, and Langdon Nation. KCAA 1050 AM.
Family's financial plan is life insurance. Having it and having the right amount are crucial. If you died, how would your family pay the bills, put food on the table, and plan for the future? Term life insurance is protection for the ones you love. It's not complicated and it's not expensive. People need to deal with this, which is why I found a company I trust and I do business with, Xander. Please take the time to take care of your family.
This is KCAA.
California headline news. Close call for some firefighters battling a blaze in a vacant casino building in Kcaa. The roof beginning to collapse while they were on top of it, providing ventilation. They didn't fall through the roof, but rather slid down the side, suffering non-life-threatening injuries, but putting a scare into their colleagues.
Very terrifying. It's, these are guys that I've worked with day in and day out. It's actually my old crew here. So I know all the gentlemen that were involved in this incident.
Fire Inspector Chris Reed with LA Fire. Cleanup operations continuing at the site of that oil spill in Santa Barbara County. Officials asking people to report oiled wildlife and not treat the victims themselves.
There's been an overwhelming response from volunteers, and we thank the community for taking action and helping in our response. We're working to utilize as many of the volunteers as we can.
Captain Jennifer Williams with the Coast Guard. New report says the owner of the ruptured pipeline has a lot of past violations, but an official with Plains Oil American Pipeline says the number of violations is within industry norms. Kcaa weather, partly cloudy across the state. Jeff Scott, California News.
The 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. It's as American as apple pie. However, over the last 7 years or so, Americans who can't use a tax return or pay stub to qualify have been shut out. Until now, Cash Call Mortgage is happy to announce its new 30-year fixed-rate mortgage up to $3 million for good credit borrowers who can't or won't provide their tax returns or pay stubs. Your payment will never change. Until now, these programs have only been available as some kind of adjustable, and you know which way those adjustables will eventually go. So call 844-890-CASH for all of your 30-year fixed-rate mortgage needs, purchase or refinance. You can even pull up to $500,000 in equity out of your house for any reason whatsoever. Remember, that's 844-890-CASH to find out what today's 30-year fixed rate is with no tax returns. You'll be shocked at how low these rates are.
Impact Mortgage Corp. DBA Cash Call Mortgage. Equal housing lender. Call 866-900-8744 for terms and restrictions. California Department of Business Oversight. Residential Mortgage Lender Law License 4131083. NMLS 128231.
Miss one of your favorite shows? Don't worry, we've got your radio DVR right here on KCAAradio.com. Log on and listen to any show you want, anytime you want, on KCAA 1050 AM.
If you can't seem to stay ahead of your bills, then this message is for you. How would you like to have a large portion of your credit card debt, medical bills, and department store debt forgiven? National Credit Card Relief would like to give you free information on a proven debt forgiveness program. This program has been used by thousands to legally forgive millions in unsecured debt. It's not bankruptcy. It's not consolidation. This special program actually wipes clean the portion of your debt that is forgiven from what you owe your creditors. Call for free information and get all your questions answered in the first free call. The more you owe, the more you can save. If you have at least $10,000 or more in credit card bills, this debt forgiveness program can be very effective. Call for free information and find out more now. 800-546-2909. There is no cost or obligation for the information. Don't wait. Call 800-546-2909. That's 800-546-2909. Get your debt problem solved. Call 800-546-2909 today.
Are you particular about the vitamins and supplements you take? Have you found that the big chain stores simply don't have what you need? Then you should know about the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. You'll find rock-bottom prices on gourmet, top-quality vitamins and mineral supplements at the Vitamin Center. Get 30% off on all supplements and homeopathic products. All, not just selected merchandise. In addition, you'll find 30% off on all cosmetics, soaps, shampoos, toothpaste, makeup, hair coloring, and lip gloss. And all tea products are discounted 20%. Why go anywhere else? See for yourself at the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills, 5007 Canaan Road in Agora Hills. Or check out the savings and place your order online, VitaminCenterAgoraHills.com. Start saving by getting what you need from the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. And tell a friend that the Vitamin Center ships nationwide. Call 818-707-0005. That's 818-707-0005. The Vitamin Center of Agora Hills.
Here's a look at the KCAA community calendar. I'm Di Rice.
Hey! What are you trying to do? You ruined my record, man. I just bought it.
Has that ever happened to you? Has someone scratched your records? Find replacements or find the records you're looking for at the Inland Empire Record Collective this Saturday, May 23rd. Record vendors will be selling all genres of music, and a lineup of DJs will be playing all genres of music. It's a free event going on from 10 till 6 in parking lot 16 at 3587 University Avenue in Riverside. There will also be live music, art, clothing, artisans, food, and more. Bring the entire family for a day of fun at the Inland Empire Record Collective this Saturday, May 23rd in downtown Riverside. For more information, go to recordcollective@gmail.com. And that's a look at the community calendar. I'm Di Rice on KCAA 1050 AM.
You just never know who's going to turn up in the lobby here at Ramsey Solutions, our headquarters, and one of our own, well, used to be one of our own, just shortly ago is joining us back to do a debt-free scream. So Jen Norton is here with her husband, Derek. Welcome, guys.
Thanks, Dave. We're excited to be here.
So you traveled back to Tennessee.
Yes.
Well, Texas is where you went, right?
Correct.
To do your debt-free scream after all.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So how much debt have you guys paid off?
$197,000.
Holy! Yeah. It's impressive.
Yes.
And how long did this take?
3 years and 3 months.
That's super impressive.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yes, it is.
Were we overpaying you when you were here?
No comment.
Oh my gosh, I'm kidding. So, average household income during this time?
Range between $45,000 and $65,000.
Okay, that doesn't add up.
Yeah.
So where'd the money come from?
Well, a lot of that was our mortgage.
Okay.
Because we moved, we sold our house.
Oh, okay.
So a big portion of that was our mortgage. So all the other, about $67,000 was other stuff.
Okay, so 130 was the house and 67 was the rest.
Yeah,
what was the other debt?
We had a truck and an RV, and then I had some student loans, and then we had a debt that was in collections. That was probably one of our biggest pieces of debt that we had, and then we had like a vet bill that popped up and some different things like that, but that was pretty much it.
Now, you worked here almost 2 years in the Education Solutions Department, but you guys Derek took a job in Texas a few months back, and we lost you to that.
Yes.
And the Ed Solutions team said, say on the air that you were awesome, because you were awesome when you were here. So thank you.
Thank you.
For that. And we miss having you here. But
yeah, I miss it.
But if your husband leaves town, you got to go with him. You know, that's how that works. So. That's how that works. All right. So Derek, you took a new job, or what did you do in Texas? What's the deal?
I went to work for my father at a millwork supply company.
Oh, okay. Great. Very cool. What are you doing there?
Basically helping him run the business, trying to get it organized. And it's a small business. It's just me and my dad and one other employee. So
okay. All
it's
right.
trying to get it off the ground.
You grew up in Texas, though, so there's a chance for you to go home.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Very cool. Good, good. Well, so you started this before you came to work here, so we really can't blame it on you coming to work here. So what happened 3.3 years ago that caused you guys to get started on this, Derek?
Well, actually, you're one of the reasons why we're probably married today. I met Jen at CPR class, and to make a long story short, the schedule got mixed up, and we ended up having to go to dinner together one night just because the CPR class wasn't starting. And through conversation, found out she had just recently been through Financial Peace University, and I was in the process of reading Total Money Makeover. And so through that conversation, we found out we had a lot in common. And
you're both smart?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, again, make long story short, we decided to get married. And
you chased her till she caught you?
Yeah.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. It was the CPR class, you know.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's all about the heart.
Yeah, exactly. We made a commitment that we would not, have children or anything like that until we were debt-free.
Wow.
So Yeah, it's been a long road, but it's been worth it.
3.3 years, 3 years, 3 months. Wow. So, Jen, what is it like? People want to know this kind of stuff, so I'm going to ask you. I know, but I'm going to ask you for other people. What is it like working here while you're trying to get out of debt? Because that's got to be like weird.
It is. It's actually really encouraging. Part of our story, most of the debt that we paid off was while I worked here. There was a lot that happened kind of beforehand. We thought we were working hard. We thought we were making headway, but we really weren't. And about 3 months before I got a job here, I was just like searching on the website, like I'm doing something wrong because we're not getting anywhere. And I found the zero-based budget. For whatever reason, when I took FPU, I totally missed that part of the lesson. So I was doing a budget and I was just, kind of like whatever. And when I found that out, I was like, oh my gosh, we're idiots. And so then we just really started like going full force and, we're going to just do this and we're going to make it work. And then I started working here and hearing people share their story and then having the support and the encouragement of everyone around us. And, we had several situations that we were like, okay, what do we do with this? And I have people here that know what to do with it. And so it just really was such a strong support system that not a lot of people have. And so I feel very blessed that to have the opportunity to work here while we were going through this, just because we had that support. That not a lot of people, unfortunately, not a lot of people get that.
Yeah, it's interesting. So, I mean, God provided it at the exact season that you needed it, and certainly you. We were blessed by you being here, so the same reciprocates. Yeah. And Derek's a hard-working dude. I mean, he was doing auto repair, and I know he would pick up repair jobs all around the 500 people working here. There's lots of people going, Derek, hey, fix my car, man. And so extra money, I guess, or however that works that way as well, right? Yeah,
and that's the thing, too. Like, a lot of people here probably didn't realize that they were helping us get out of debt, because everything that Derek would do on the side, or he eventually started his own business and tried to get that off the ground, just working on cars. And so every bit of that he made from that went to our debt. And so there's so many people here that just have no idea, like, how they helped with that, but they did. And
well, they got their car fixed, so that was fair. It's a fair trade,
Yeah. So that's kind of neat how that just worked out, though.
Yeah, absolutely. So, very cool. Well, congratulations, you two. I'm very proud of you as a couple. I'm proud that you made the move back, and sorry we lost you in the process, but we didn't lose you. We just don't see you every day.
Yeah, exactly.
But congratulations. It's got to feel great. Does it feel great?
Oh,
it's amazing. Definitely.
I mean, especially when it kind of almost revolves around how you met. That's just like, okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
And so... yeah, the CPR class and the financial peace class are right there together for hooking people up. Yeah, Go figure. Who knew? Who knew? But yeah, that's great. Excellent, guys. Excellent. Congratulations. So you've been around here. Education Solutions is our high school curriculum, the department you were in, helping schools get that and get that taught and so forth. You've done all of that, and Derek, you've been part of the family as well. What do you guys tell people, your new friends in Texas, your family there, when they find out you actually are debt-free, and they say, how did you do that? What do you tell them the keys are?
Well, it's a lot of hard work. It's definitely not easy. And me being raised in a family where debt is okay, having a credit card is fine, car payments are okay as long as you're making payments on time. And then me going in to that and starting right in their footsteps and amounting debt, it's not easy. It's not easy to change your life, but it's totally worth it, and in the end, it's such a freeing experience to not have those payments and to see you're able to put all your money to savings and to save for the future, and it's just worth it.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, congratulations, you two. Whole team's down here gathered up, a bunch of your old team anyway, to cheer for you as well. So great. All right, Derek and Jen from now Austin, Texas, $197,000 paid off, 67 of that consumer debt, 130 when they sold their home. 3 years, 3 months, making 45 to now 65,000 a year. Count it down. Let's hear a great debt-free scream.
You ready? 3, 2, 1. We're debt-free!
Love it, love it, love it. Way to go, you two. Very proud of you. Man, that is awesome. That's how it's done. Well, folks, you can do it too. You can do what they did. They're hardworking folks. They're smart folks. But they're not making $500,000 a year. You heard them. They're making 45 up to 65 average through that 3 years and 3 months. Paid off $67,000 doing that. But I'm telling you, I watched them. They were working. And like Derek said, it's not easy. But it's worth it. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Don't miss the fun on Getaway Friday starting at 2 p.m. with The Poor Man. Next, it's Let's Go Shopping with Bev, Jason Stapleton, The Happy Hour with Ben and Alexander, and Langdon Nation. KCAA 1050 AM, where Fridays are great days.
I literally started my business on a card table in my living room. In those days, I was the one responsible for keeping track of my expenses. And if I wanted my family to eat, I had to make sure the money was coming in. I was a true entrepreneur. Nowadays, I know there's a better way. It's called FreshBooks. And I'm a big fan of what they do. FreshBooks is an online software and mobile app that allows you to track your time, capture expenses, and create professional invoices. It's easy and it works. Find out what over 5 million entrepreneurs and small business owners just like you have already discovered. You can try it free today at getfreshbooks.com. Just enter the Dave Ramsey Show under How Did You Hear About Us for your free 30-day trial. That's getfreshbooks.com. And remember, enter the Dave Ramsey Show to get started today.
This is KCAA.
What have I learned so far? I've learned that there is no one path right for everyone. I've learned that without my high school diploma, I can only do so much. My options were limited. I found a free personalized learning program with Learn for Life that has a flexible schedule so I could keep my job while earning my high school diploma. I found new career training opportunities that would jumpstart my future. What have I learned so far? I've learned that I can change my life.
Are you 14 to 19 years old and looking for a free high school diploma program with flexible meeting times? This program allows you to keep your job or important family responsibilities while earning your high school diploma. If you've fallen behind on credits or dropped out of school completely, get back on track with free tutoring, a caring faculty, and one-on-one attention. For more information on how to reach your graduation goal, visit learnforlife.org. That's LEARN4LIFE.org. Or enroll today by calling 877-360-LEARN. That's 877-360-LEARN.
If you're like most, your trust in traditional financial advice has taken a big hit in the last few years. So, when it comes to your money, investment, and retirement planning, where do you turn now? Who do you listen to? Join us for Smart Money Talk Radio, Mondays from 3 to 4 p.m. for the refreshing, straightforward money and investment strategies of Jim and Lorraine Conaway. With over 44 years of combined experience, the Conaways are here to educate you on how to be smart with your money. Securities offered through J.P. Turner & Company, LLC. Member SIPC.
Like to spend a few days in another world? Then write this down. Golden Bear Cottages, Big Bear Lake. Now, listen, this is not some corporate-owned operation. It's family-owned and operated by some real nice people. Unique? Oh, you bet. Golden Bear Cottages features 28 one-of-a-kind cabins on a 5-acre historic site. Great for families, couples, and groups. And cabins are available with 1 to 7 bedrooms. Golden Bear Cottages is just a stone's throw from Big Bear Lake and super close to 3 great ski areas. Now, I could go on all day about Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear, but to see everything, just go to goldenbear.net. Again, goldenbear.net. Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear. Clean, comfortable, and affordable. Check them out. goldenbear.net.
This is KCAA.
for joining us, America. We're glad you're here. Michelle is with us in Kansas City. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Hi, Dave. Good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, we are debating whether we should try to sell our house, rent it out, or whether we are facing foreclosure or short sales. We purchased a brand new townhome in 2009. We've had issues with the HOA since we moved in, as far as them mismanaging money and not doing what they're supposed to do with the money. And they've had lots of erosion around our house, lots of settling due to the builder not packing the land like he should have. The president for 2 years now of the HOA has resigned, and another member of the board is turning potential buyers away due to, the erosion and the settling and stuff. So the houses around us are not selling, and I'm not sure what to do at this point. I'm not even sure if we should try to sell it or rent it out.
Okay. The erosion is throughout the neighborhood or just around your particular townhouse?
No, it's around the entire neighborhood. The big area is the pool, and they said that it would take like $200,000 just to fix that to make it usable. We have sinkholes around our house. I have one big one between my house and my neighbor's unit.
And I'm guessing the developer, the builder, has gone broke.
He's still building, so I don't really know. I haven't been able to find any lawsuits against him, which is shocking.
Okay. All right.
The HOA doesn't have any lawsuits against them, as far as I know, either.
Okay. Well, the HOAs are aggravating as crap. I'm not a fan. Okay. I'm a member of a whole bunch of them, and almost none of them are good. I just can't stand it. But they can't magically create money where there's not money.
Right.
It's just a group of homeowners, is what it is. So, how many townhomes in the area under this HOA?
I don't know. I don't know how many.
20
units.
or 200?
I would say closer to 30 units.
30 units. Okay. So,
yes.
So if it costs $300,000 to fix the pool in some of these sinkholes, that's $10,000 a unit.
Yeah.
Special assessment that's going to be put on you if they decide to fix all this and just write the checks. And They probably have the legal power to do a special assessment in order to put the neighborhood back together. What is your townhome worth?
We purchased it for $123,000.
Yeah, so $10,000 is a lot of money then.
Yes,
and there's at least $10,000 in damage per townhome average. Yes. There's at least $300,000 of work to be done here.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah. And so you start throwing $10,000 assessment across, say, 30 townhomes, and, by the way, 10 of them won't pay because they don't have it. Okay? Right. You probably don't have an extra $10,000 laying around.
No.
Okay? And so if you live in a $120,000 townhome, that would be normal. So that's the problem that the HOA has. So what I would do is work with the president of the HOA, and I would contact an attorney. And as individuals in the neighborhood and as an HOA, both, I would file suit against the developer for shoddy workmanship.
Okay.
And try to get the money out of him.
Okay.
To get it fixed, to put the whole neighborhood back together. Because, again, let's say that there's $300,000 worth of work. The guy hadn't got a lot of money. He's building houses, but he's still building them hand to mouth. He's not rich or something, which would not be an unusual developer, okay, or builder. But let's say you could get $100,000 out of him. At least we got it cut down as to how much you guys got to come out of pocket to put your neighborhood back together. Because nobody's buying in there with this mess.
No, and there are lots of foreclosures too, so it's bringing down the value even more.
I'm not sure this is an HOA problem. Where did the HOA mismanage money?
They hired a management company out of a different town. They came in and they were taking HOA dues and spending them on like pool supplies and accounting services. Well, the accounting services was actually they were paying themselves without doing anything with the money.
Well, accounting services are a normal part of an HOA byline. It shouldn't be excessive. If there's only 30, the accounting services shouldn't amount to less than $1,000 a year. There shouldn't be a lot to that. A management company managing an HOA is not that unusual. Buying pool supplies for a pool that doesn't work is kind of dumb. I agree with you there, but there's not been tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars of mismanagement, though.
Well, they brought in an audit company, and the auditors they don't have any records of the books for years back. So for the last 2 years, we've had the president now. He resigned today, which is what I'm concerned about. But before that, he was, the HOA doesn't have any records of we've been able to find.
They didn't have a checking account or anything?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, the management company would have. The management company been in place 2 years?
The management company, no, the management company was who was there before the president took over. This guy took over.
Oh, so during this guy's tenure, you don't have books?
During the management company's tenure, we don't have books.
They've got books.
They say that they don't. And so our predicament, though, is that we are trying to move closer to family. Our family lives about an hour south of us, and we're trying to move closer to them, and we're kind of stuck.
Yeah, how much do you owe? How much do you owe on this?
We owe like $120.
Okay,
it's been
you're going to take a bloodbath. It's a short sale or a foreclosure. I mean, anytime soon, that's what's going to be happen. Because here's the deal. The legal remedy I'm talking about and digging around and getting in all the HOA drama and arguing through all of that, none of that is going to make you money to fix this place up enough to make it market worthy anytime inside of 12 months.
Okay.
And so it's going to be 2, 3, 4 years before this mess straightens up, and that's a good scenario. That's if it goes well. And so, you're facing a foreclosure or a short sale because you'll never get $120 out of it.
Right. No way.
There's no way you're getting that for it. So I would contact an ELP in the area, an endorsed local provider, have them come over and look at it, put it on the market for what it'll bring today in this disastrous situation. And, I'd stop. You're probably going to have to stop paying your payment and work a short sale on it. So a short sale is where somebody offers you $70 and you owe $120, then the mortgage company has to decide, are they going to forgive the other $50? And given that you don't have any money, they're likely to forgive it. What type of loan is this, FHA, VA, or conventional?
It is a USDA loan.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they'll chase you to the ends of the earth for the deficit if you don't do a settlement with them. So, you're going to end up with a problem here. You got a problem, and it's not going to go away. So your best case scenario, if you can pull it off, would be a short sale without recourse. And that's going to require some pretty serious arm twisting and a lot of negotiating and a lot of whining to get USCDA to accept that, whatever that offer is, that $70,000 offer, and forgiving the other $50. That's without recourse. With recourse, as you agree to pay the other $50 or some portion of it over a period of years. And that's a mess. Or the third option then is, if neither one of those happen, is foreclosure. They sell it for $70, and then they can come after you for that $50, and then you would settle with them, offer them $10, $15, $20 for that $50, and make them go away. I'm using $50 as an example. Okay.
Right.
I don't know.
So
I don't know what it'll be.
Either way, we pay the deficit.
No, the first way you don't.
Okay.
For a short sale without recourse, you don't pay the deficit.
Okay.
And that's why it's our best case scenario in this. Meantime, decide if you want to get an attorney and sue everybody in sight. You could talk to an attorney and get some advice on this, but I think you've just gotten sucked into a bunch of incompetent HOA stuff going on, and the reason it was incompetent is they were so broke and they were so in a mess that none of them knew what to do and how to fix this. That's what it sounds like. It doesn't sound like a lot of malice there, just stupidity. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.